couple things that we're going to do. One of them is look at addressing the control arm situation, which, you know, is no bueno. Number two is the other day I got a text from Kev Dog, and he said, what is the fastest that you ran with a dual plane? And I said, I had to look, 708 in Pro Stock with the Stealth on it. And it had B cam, and it had the E7, still had all the stock K member, and technically didn't have the race doors on it and all this kind of stuff. 708. And he said, all right, cool. He goes, because I'm going for the dual plane record, the fastest dual plane car, like in the group. I think Kyle has a dual plane on his big block car. So technically he's been like 713, I think, with his, so I was thinking to myself, hey, that's cool. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should make him work for it. I mean, 708 is going to have to work for that a little bit too, especially in the heat. But he's got a lot of, I say a lot. He's got untapped potential in his car. He hasn't ran it enough to really have dug everything out of it, probably performance-wise. So, but I figured might as well keep him honest. So we're going to take the intake, the Victor Jr., the J302, whatever it is on here, which is probably too big for these, whatever. And we're going to put the Stealth back on. I know, but for me, again, it's about motivation, inspiration. I've had literally no desire to touch this car since it broke and I brought it home. It's been sitting right here, or brought it back to the facility. It's been sitting right here. I have not touched it. It's just, I parked it, went home, and that's it. Haven't touched it. So now when Kevin mentioned that, I was like, I could be a real jerk and put it on like McNugget and make them really, but I said, nah, that ain't cool. I said, but I could put it on this car, and this car's not technically much faster than his 55 Chevy, so we could maybe race a little bit, and kind of have some fun with it. So we're gonna put it on. Plus, I got plans for the single plane, which you'll probably see that before you see this. But anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. And then during the week, when I'm working, I'm gonna do the suspension stuff. But today I just want to get the intake off and everything else. So that's what we're doing. So see you guys next time. Rad's drain, distributor mark, unplug it, pull it. I also didn't bring the impact. I forgot it. So I have to do it the slow way. Anyway. 10mm. CARB is off. As soon as I started taking the bolts loose, I heard it release. All right. Next time we see this, it'll have Stealth on it. Yeah, high five, bro. All right. We're doubling down on the do strikes. Okay, everything you just watched about the dual plane and everything else, throw that out the window. I just left it in here anyway. I filmed that in early June, June 3rd. We're a few months past that. Kevin hasn't mentioned anything else about being the fastest dual plane guy, which that's fine, that's cool. Gotta have goals. He's trying to get in the sixes. That's his goal, is to get in the sixes, naturally aspirated with his 55. So whether it's got a single plane or dual plane, I don't think he cares at this point. I don't know, I'm just saying that's what he said. So we're not really worried about putting the Stealth on, because we took the Motorsport Victor Jr. off, and it has now ended up on McNugget, as you well know. It ended up on Pro Stock, never raced it or anything, then we put it on McNugget. So, and that's where it's gonna stay. So what we're gonna put on here is the, I have a mildly ported Torker, not the one that David did, but a mildly ported one, and that's what we're gonna put on here, because I love me some single planes, so that's what we're gonna put on here on the old Trojan Horse. And we gotta do the control arm thing, but it's been a minute, like I say, since we've been out here working on anything. It's starting to cool off a little bit. Not really today, but it is starting to cool off a little bit. So we got to get this going where we can race it, because we're still a little ways down the road on McNugget. As far as we're just doing a lot of work, so it's going to take us a little while to get it all finished up. So we don't have anything to race really in the meantime. I got the fail TD, but I want the weather to be right to bring it out. So we'll get this back ready to where we can race it. And I also need to work on Rob Zombie and get the oil pump shaft done. And then get the rear end in it, the upper torque boxes. So we got work, plus McNugget, silver car, we got a lot going on. So anyway, let me get to work. See you guys in the next clip. We'll keep it 100 with you right now. You know, keep it real. You know how the kids say it? We're not trying to set the world on fire with this combination, so to speak. I would just honestly like to make a couple of clean trips, or a trip or two clean, and then my immediate plan is to put the ported GT40s that were on Pro Stock, or that are still on him. I wanted to put them over here, and I'd like to kind of do a direct kind of one-to-one, you know what I mean? So we have the same intake cam. So there is, that is an idea that's floating around in my head, because like I said before, with Holt, I can get RTV on me anyway. With Holt closing, that changes what we're thinking about with different cars. So at the end of the day, I can only race one, you know what I mean? One at a time. So we're kind of looking at what are our priorities. And obviously McNugget is one. And Rob Zombie is kind of priority two. The fail TD I'm happy with. I don't really want to do anything to it. I'm happy with that car. I don't really see myself ever getting rid of it or anything like that. So I'm just happy with it. Now something could happen. I mean, it could, you know, knock on wood, it could, you know, blow the motor up in it. And then at that point, well, that changes things. That changes what we're doing. So, but for right now, the main focus for me needs to be getting some of the simple ones back raceable, Trojan. And I want to get Rob, because I told Rob that I would have that thing at the track and run 7 this year, and we're running out of this year, you know what I mean? So let me get the ratchet and snug these down. I didn't bring the impact either. it's pretty good. It's not fantastic. Like I say, this intake has been ported at the gasket face, the head side, ported up in. They did a little bit of work in the plenum, but left the runners besides coming. They came all the way up in with it. So actually a really nice little intake, I think, for like a set of GT40s or a set of ported ones. I actually really like this little intake. It's kind of cool looking with the offset. You know, I know these older intakes catch a lot of hate because they're small runner and they don't make 1,000 horsepower and all this stuff, but I like the little joker. It works pretty good. So anyway, we've got that part of it. There we go. Look at that. Started to look like a car. So anyway, let me bolt the CARB down. All right, we have got the intake bolted on and torqued down. Distributors dropped back in. I had marked it, and got the carburetor on. Got everything hooked up. Checked the oil. Still got oil in it. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow I'm off work, so I think I'm going to come out here and I'm going to take the control arm out, and I will probably take a control arm from Teresa's car and see how we're looking there, and then depending on what I find in that situation, I'll order a set of eyelets and spacers for. Can't just get one, but I will have it. Whatever. I'll order eyelet and spacers. I guess I could try and track it down. Get here, try and get spacers there, but just buy the whole kit and have two of them. So anyway, tomorrow we're gonna come out. We're gonna do the control arm stuff, and hopefully we'll fire it up. We're gonna fire it up at the very least. I just want to let the intake set, let the RTV cure up a little bit, and then we'll put water in it. We'll fire it up and at least do that much, and then we'll do the rear stuff or the control arm stuff. So anyway, I'll see you guys hopefully in the morning. Well, it is not the morning, and we are not working on Trojan Horse right this minute. I just did some preliminary editing on this video, and it's already a little bit longer than it probably needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now. The next video on Trojan will be us firing it up and doing the control arm stuff, and hopefully driving it, two-stepping it, doing burnout, having ourselves a good old time. So I guess you guys can look forward to that. But anyway, thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. We couldn't do it without you. And, we really wouldn't want to. But especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on the Substandard Leader and Fox Body videos and actually starting to get some stuff done, one and only Lincolns, maybe we'll work on that some here when it cools off some. Ford drag vans, maybe we'll work on the drag van some. And as always, fight the good fight against Dr. Fear. We'll see you guys in the next video.